Hi, good afternoon. It's a beautiful Friday in Denver. It's either a very snowy day or a very sunny day, or usually a mix of both. I am the Gabb. We're doing our weekly show, and one of my favorite guys in the world is actually staring at me. Alex Seidel, Fruition, Mercantile, Chook. That's the name of the cookie and bread?
Food mill.
Oh, okay. And cheese. And where do we start and where do we stop?
Wow. Why don't we start
Probably
here?
the nicest guy. Yeah, let's do. One of the nicest guys in the universe. He's got a really cute wife too and kids. Okay. Talk to me, the beginning, and welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Gabby. It's nice to see you again.
I love to see you anytime.
I always enjoy our time to catch up and talk about restaurants. And I was telling somebody that I was going to be on your show, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, she is still doing all these shows and sharing people's stories." And I
I think
told
they
that.
said that as a question.
Well, I told them that
Really?
I really contribute a lot of my opportunities and success to you because you have been sharing my story since the beginning.
It's
And
a story so worth following.
you have been such a huge supporter, and I love you so much. And
I always will.
yeah,
You
so
deserve it. Okay, tell us where do you want to begin?
Fruition,
Okay.
that's where we started. Fruition has had a pretty decent year with all things considered. We turned 14 years old in February on 6th Avenue there. And, I just, when you have such a difficult year like this, I think when I look at Fruition, I have just so much to be thankful for. And the team that we have there has battled through this whole year, the ups and the downs and the changes and the different directions, and the fear every day of going into an opportunity where they might be exposed to this virus.
It's very difficult.
Yeah, so I know that has been very challenging for everyone on our team, and this year has been a little bit different as a restaurateur. I think a lot of it's psychology too, and being there for your team and being able to support each other through difficult times like this. But with that being said, we get our energy from the people that continue to support us through this time.
Well, as a kudo to you, we're talking Fruition right now, certainly not set up to pick up and carry out and take home. Not the type of food or the atmosphere or what you do. And yet you have done such a great job of putting, I don't know how to say, upscale food, getting it together, that people are really happy to do it, because that's much harder than Chook.
Yeah. Well, our chefs have been very diligent about that thought process, and we had to change our menus up a little bit. You haven't seen the oysters Rockefeller on there in a long time because, quite frankly, potato wrapped oysters show up at your door and it's a whole different product. So,
even French fries.
Yeah, so we don't want to serve that type of food, and our chefs really worked hard on creating a menu with food that does travel better in a box. And we've had a great, we never did to-go food. We used to get asked all the time, will you do takeout or can we do pickup? And we would always say, our food doesn't really travel well, and we would hate to misrepresent what we're doing. But at the beginning of all this, I took food home, and I live 25 minutes from the restaurant, and had to make sure that the quality was there, and we felt really good about what we were serving. And, it's fantastic because Fruition has a nice little pull-up area right next to the kitchen window. And as soon as a car pulls in there, the chefs are alerting our front of the house team of what kind of car is pulled in, and it's it's been a very seamless transition, and people really enjoy the efficiency of it. And we run right out with your food, and so yeah, the takeout has really kept us in business this year.
A question. You are somewhat reopened now, right?
Yes, we're still at a 50% capacity, which at Fruition really means we're at a 25% capacity. It's a smaller venue, and when you go from 25 to 50, it still doesn't really matter too much as long as you have to have that 6-foot distance between tables.
Well, yeah.
So, unless you're 100% and don't have that distance, we'll always maintain at 25%.
Okay, and you don't have a patio.
We did experiment with a little bit of a patio. We worked with the city to extend our opportunities through this tough time, and we were granted a permit to serve. And we had so many people that enjoyed that patio past summer and into the fall. And we even did a nice little New Year's brunch out on the patio. It was meant to kind of
Where's the patio? On the front or on the side?
Yes, we just really set up tables right in front of the restaurant, right on the side there. So we are looking at bringing that back here in probably a few weeks once the weather is accommodating, and people seem to really enjoy it. I remember in a downpour, people sat out there with their food, and they were just so excited to be there that they didn't want to move, and they didn't want to move.
Well, that's how I feel. Oh my God, I'm sitting where there's people. Okay,
Yeah.
So are you continuing pickup as well?
We are. We will continue pickup. We are still allowed to service cocktails and beverages through pickup. So that's been great. We've really looked at adjusting our wine and what we do for pickups. I know right now we're doing a Friday night fish fry, and we've been doing that all through Lent.
I'm Jewish, but I still like it.
Sure. Yeah. No, we have 2 more weekends that we're going to be doing this.
Oh, maybe I could have a party. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's this Friday and next Friday, and we brought a little Wisconsin. Since I'm from Wisconsin, we kind of brought the whole fish fry idea together. And Clarity, who's our GM, she oversees our beverage program as well. She put together some great Midwest cocktails like brandy squirt and brandy sweet, brandy sours, and people are eating those up. So it's pretty
fun.
Yeah.
And now that is a tiny, to me, restaurant that's incredible. And from there, we switched to Mercantile.
Yeah.
Just totally opposite, but still a favorite.
Yeah, no, Mercantile, Mercantile's had a very difficult year.
I would think so.
And as where Fruition's in a neighborhood, and it's been surrounded by its smaller community, and also smaller little neighborhoods in that area, from Cherry Creek all the way to, so.
Well, I'm in Cheeseman Park, so that's part.
Sure. So it's close. And downtown has been a little bit of a different beast, with no sports, no convention center, no music. A lot of the office spaces have been shut down this year. Right. My neighbor is a lawyer, and he's a lawyer in the office, 6 stories of lawyers, and they have been out of their office for almost a year now.
And how fast are they going to go back?
Well, and they don't anticipate to go back very soon.
And I think another problem is parking at Mercantile.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
well, we do have valet in the front. Yep, we do have valet in the front. So that is still an opportunity. And right now, there's a lot of opportunity for parking downtown.
That's true. Yeah.
I am actually able to park right across the street in those meters, even though they have the barricades with extended patios. I've been pretty fortunate with parking, like I said, but you know what? It's picking up. this is mostly just in the past year. And like you said, as we talked earlier, I think people are starting, I think we're 33% vaccinated in Colorado, or somewhere right in that number.
Well, my age group is ready to go out again.
Sure. Yeah.
Or younger, I should say, because I'm the
Well,
older of my age group. So
I was at the airport last weekend, and I had never had to sit bumper to bumper from like the gas station all the way into the terminal. And then I had to park in covered parking. There was no economy parking at DIA.
You're kidding.
So people are starting to travel again. The airports are picking up. We saw what happened in Miami over spring break. People are ready to.
Okay. Tell me about Mercantile, because first of all, the food is incredible. The space is gorgeous. That one, at least you could be seated, not on top of each other.
Yeah, we have a lot of room in Mercantile. We also utilized our market because we're not able to really service our market right now. We're utilizing that as part of our dining room. People have always enjoyed sitting in the market because it's great decor and it's great people watching. So, you know, our lunch, we basically, well, let me start at the beginning. We did have to close down for a month and a half due to COVID. And we had some members of our team that contracted it, and we just really wanted to take all the precaution we could. And so we were closed for a month and a half. And during that month and a half, it was very difficult as far as, you know, continuing to operate with the same team. We went from 90 employees pre-COVID to about 10 at the beginning of our reopening.
Oh my God.
So, you know, it was a very difficult time. We had a lot of people, because we were closed and not very busy down there, we had a lot of people that looked at other opportunities for moving across the country, getting back closer to family, you know, so I actually had to get comfortable with the term rebuild for the first time.
Oh, wow.
You know, and for the first couple of weeks here with my wife, I had a hard time even saying the word rebuild. But, you know, over time, I've embraced that because it's allowed me to get outside and network and really look for quality people. And we have been very lucky as Colorado to attract more and more talent from our coasts. And when so many cities are getting hit hard by this, harder than Denver, like New York and Philadelphia, Chicago, LA, there are a lot of people, professionals in those communities that are looking at what is their next opportunity. So I've actually been able to benefit from that. We brought in a new chef.
I have not met him or been there.
Yeah, he is awesome. We have worked together at various events around the country. He also invited me into his restaurant when he was in Texas to do a dinner together. His name is Alex Seidel.
And where in Texas was
he? He is Italian born, and he was with the Uchi group. And he was the chef of Uchi and Uchi Bus. So he ran 2 restaurants as the chef for them. So certainly a lot of experience there. And he has come in and hit the ground running since December.
fabulous.
He's really evolved the menu. Our lunch is not just salads and sandwiches anymore. There's a nice little salmon bowl on the lunch menu. Little sides of vegetables. So people can actually use Mercantile as a place to entertain clients or have a business lunch or meet a friend and have a nice lunch.
And there downtown. You have patios.
And we have patios. We have one patio that's covered and heated, and we have one patio that is uncovered because we've realized that people like to choose between those two.
Right. Oh, good for you. And now, is the bar open yet or not?
We are just slowly starting to open the bar.
Yes, I heard that most are not.
Yep. So we are able to seat a certain part of our bar because of the requirements that are still in place. But I've been getting good word. The governor reached out to many of us and asked for some feedback last week, and it seems like restrictions may be loosening, but we also want to make sure that we're careful and going through this process, to protect our environment and protect our team and our guests.
Because is the dinner menu at Mercantile similar to what it was in small plates? And
yeah, we've even kind of increased the small plates, and that was kind of my goal, is to make the
I
food
love
fun
small plates.
and approachable. And we still do have some large format options on there. We still are making pastas, obviously, with an Italian chef.
Italian, yeah.
I just had one of the pastas last night while I was working down there. It was delicious.
You're not supposed to be working.
Well, I had to get down there to meet somebody for an interview, and
What good? Are you going to interview me?
I would love to interview you. I don't have to interview. I already know about you.
Oh, do you have a job for me?
I could find one for sure.
I mean, it's just such a, obviously, Union Station has just become horrible because you couldn't get any place or do anything, but it is so the place to be.
Yeah,
And
no.
frankly, nothing compares to Mercantile. I mean, it's
Thank you.
fabulous. And I like your sandwiches.
Yeah, no, chef has brought on a few new sandwiches. We added a hamburger, a cheeseburger.
You're kidding.
And honestly, I think it's one of the best cheeseburgers around. We've had
Don't say that to me, because I'm the one hunting for the world's best cheeseburger at all times.
oh well, you
I'm
have to
dead
come
serious.
you have to come try it as is, and get the hand cut fries with it. We have a gentleman that comes in probably 4 times a week for the burger.
That's hysterical.
And he's like, I eat burgers everywhere, and this has become my new favorite burger.
Okay, wait a minute. Do you do them at dinner?
We do, lunch and dinner.
Okay. My neighbors wanted to go for the best burger. I'm going
Awesome.
to tell them we're going to go to your patio in case
Awesome.
they go inside.
That sounds
That's
great.
hysterical.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
I think,
so excited.
we've learned a lot through this last year, and we can't appease everyone, right? But what we are trying to do is make Mercantile approachable.
Oh, really? Good for you.
But also continue to push the envelope. I mean, we've got a great chef with a great palate and who's putting great food together. So it gives a little bit of something for everybody. We see Rockies fans walk by all the time.
Well, I wouldn't go to Mercantile to eat a hamburger, but
right.
I will go to Mercantile to have a hamburger just because.
Yeah, no, I think it really shows our commitment to always continuing to evolve, to really make our guests, that's what we think about. And we're not feeding ourselves, we're feeding our community. So really trying to think about what it is that we can offer that best suits our community and where we are at downtown.
And you're going to get more of the casual coming in too.
Mm-hmm.
But good for you.
Yeah.
Well, and before we totally run out of time, which is we're not going to run, is your other baby Chook just continues to do great because they were prepared.
Chook, it was almost like we were intending to create this restaurant before COVID.
Absolutely.
And it's an opportunity for people to eat even multiple times a week, really good food that's affordable and approachable. Everybody loves good rotisserie chicken. Our family probably gets one once a week. And, before COVID, we were probably about 40% takeout.
Right.
And so when we had to switch to 100%, that was pretty easy for us to do. And we actually learned a lot about our restaurant during COVID. And We've been working hard at Chook to continue to evolve there so we can provide a better service, but also more efficient service. We really want to expedite the times and how we can make the food more efficient coming out of our kitchens, so people, we know they're busy and on the go, and we want to make that just as flawless and efficient for them.
Well, I've done everything from carry out, eat in, and had HOA parties for, if any of you get back to parties who are listening and watching, let me tell you, call Chook.
Yeah, we've already started to do some
Oh,
caterings there.
It was awesome.
We had a couple caterings this week, actually. So,
well, you know, if you live in a condo, there's lots of people who want to tell you you're not very good. And there, everyone goes there now. There was not one person that did not rave. So, whew, you made me look good.
Being the voice.
Oh, I never do anything. You made me look good.
Thank you.
So you think you'll get to do more and more in dining as well? And you think,
yeah, I think everything that I hear, you know, they're going to start to allow counties to make their own decisions based on spacing. And I'm sure, you know, being in the most populous city in Colorado, we're going to continue to have firmer restrictions than maybe rural counties may have. But, you know, we also want to make sure that we're doing this right and we get everybody back to the new normal, right? What is the new normal?
That's what it is. It's never going to be what it was.
Correct.
But you know what? You're a hero. You've been that from the beginning. I mean, is there anything we haven't talked about that we should? Are you doing Easter, Mother's Day at either of them?
You know, we are talking about doing a little Mother's Day brunch at Fruition. So one of the big pieces of news is that, you know, I've had this farm, Fruition Farms, for 12 years. And
had some good times there.
Yeah, we've had some great dinners and a lot of great experiences. But I am going to be, the farm is just recently put up on the market for sale. And I'm looking to become a little bit more efficient myself. I'd love to continue making cheese, but have been looking at an opportunity to make cheese here in Denver.
Oh, good for you.
We can manage that process more closely and continue hopefully to grow with that. But I think I have an opportunity to affect Colorado's agricultural system more impactfully if I can be more efficient myself. You know, having a farm has been a great experience and has brought me into so many networks and as far as agriculture goes, and I've learned so much and I will continue to be in that space, but I think I can offer more to a higher level view as opposed to just purchasing vegetables and cheese from my farm. And I think it also, you know, I think we were a bit of a pioneer, and I think it also laid a great foundation for somebody who can really take it to the next level and give it the proper attention that it deserves. So the farm can continue to flourish and small farms can continue to flourish and the next model be a model for the next generation.
You were a great farmer.
Thank you.
We had a charity dinner one night, and I almost messed up the whole dinner, but thank goodness I had Dave who could cover for me when I couldn't carry something.
Oh, I remember.
I was the worst server that ever lived.
You were the best host.
I'm a great host. I'm a lousy server.
You were the best host.
I could do hosting. I just, the rest of it. They patted me on the head and they said, go be charming or something. And you are charming, talented, and wonderful. So tell people, Fruition is open every day, every night?
Fruition currently is open for dinner only, Tuesday through Saturday.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
We do hope to get back to 7 days a week with some normalcy here. Mercantile is also open Tuesday through Saturday. And Chook, we have 3 locations, 8th and Birch,
Stanley
Louisiana and Pearl, and the Stanley Market. All 3 of those are open 7 days a week from 11 to 9 o'clock.
and mobbed at all times.
Yes, I mean, even midday is a great time to go in there and find some space to yourself, like
you
2 o'clock, a late lunch, or
And you make great cocktails there too. The
Randy.
wine is nice. Oh, I adore Randy. Yes.
Randy's awesome.
You've got a real winner in Randy. I agree.
Yep, no doubt about it.
Oh, no, absolutely.
You know, Gabby, you really can't do restaurants without people, and that's really what it is.
I don't think you can do anything without people.
That is true.
When somebody says you're good, to me, we're all good because somebody made us look good. I mean,
Yep.
you do have to have those people to look good. And
Absolutely.
thank God for all the wonderful people in the world, so we can sort of be okay.
Absolutely.
But so I don't know anything we haven't said.
You know, we've covered a lot today.
I know, and we have been on people are going to get bored listening to us pretty soon. You get well soon.
Thank you so much, Gabby.
Well, love you, love you, love you, love all your restaurants and everybody else. Thank you, thank you. Have a great week. Love you dearly. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.